Welcome back to the last case with John Morley, everyone. And we are about... Oh, we found a crowbar. We need that.
This ought to do the trick for that boarded up room upstairs. Just by Walter Brandon's room.
Yep. Okay. That looks like that's our next destination then. And by the look of it, it has one use. So, let's head there, shall we? Look at the footprints. I just find it bizarre that this is exactly like it was the night it happened. I don't suppose there's anything to look at out here, no? Look at that. What a house. Doesn't look that big inside though, does it? Here we go. To this day, 3 years since his disappearance, I still catch myself entering this room, expecting to find him there. Exhausted yet sleepless, labouring without pause. Shut away for days on end without food or rest. Carving his final dreadful and chilling masterpiece. With those eyes mad, haunted, the same eyes that seem to afflict every Ford side here, or air, without exception. The very same enigmatic, sorrowful gaze I find myself recognising more and more in Elodie's face with each passing day. The day I saw her, scarcely 3 years old, create her first drawing, I knew then she, too, was lost. I cursed this wretched inheritance, so steeped in misfortune. Tomorrow I shall take Elodie to the sanatorium, with therapy in a controlled environment. Perhaps then she might begin to improve. I should not allow the Ford side legacy to take Elodie from me as well. And then we got the code for the other door.
Unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself.
Oh, interesting.
A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels. Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion.
So that's about Lord Fordside then? So he disappeared before Elodie. Oh, wow. Two five. Oh, we got a mechanism door. Oh, with blood over it.
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you?
That doesn't look... Does that look like the guy we saw earlier in Walter's room?
This room looks like it belongs to a woman. Lady Margaret, perhaps? It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
She said she was asleep. No? Didn't she say she was out like a light?
The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
Am I imagining that? She said she took something and she was fast asleep unless she fell asleep in the chair.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
Can I take those keys? No?
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
So she must have fell asleep. No. She must have fell asleep in the chair, if she's telling the truth. Okay. Seriously, the keys. Is there another one I'm missing? Yeah.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room.
She didn't need those?
Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers.
That was weird. The blood just came off the door. That's odd. Okay.
There was a struggle here. Clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle.
Is that the fire poker?
A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened.
Okay.
A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep.
She looks like she's in the same outfit from that picture.
The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake.
That was creepy. That was creepy. There's got to be a third one.
Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair.
But then how did she end up here? Oh, that was creepy. I've got a thing about covered furniture. Oh, here we go.
The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece.
But why is that on the floor?
On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
You've got some answers to give, Lady Margaret. You saw the killer, that's why you know. It wasn't who they arrested.
Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule. One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
The old sanatorium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn, a monument to forgotten suffering. It stood like a sleeping giant, its walls steeped in the horrors of another age. John knew that crossing the threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into breeding grounds for nightmares. A creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance, a whisper of dread curling at the edges of his thoughts, yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain they were lay waiting in the dark.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained unabated.
That is massive.
Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
So he wasn't seeing things then, is that what we're suggesting? Because everyone's seeing the shadowed figure.
The front door, sealed shut. As expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
That's weird. Bizarre. Gilbert, I'm leaving now. I have gathered all my belongings, but I see that yours are still here. I have had to return the key to the front entrance, but the passageway leading to the back courtyard remains. I've covered it up a bit, but I'm sure you'll remember where it is. The kitchen window is broken, and quite frankly, I don't believe anyone will come to mend it. You should be able to get in through there without any trouble. Take care.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
Really? Because I am not seeing it anywhere. Hidden in the wall of the asylum. Oh, come on. We're getting in there. Okay. Can we? I can't crouch. There we go. Kitchen window, you say, huh?
Oh, bloody hell. It's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
Have I brought my light? I haven't? How rude. Is the door shut?
Impossible. Locked as well. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now.
Oh, come on. I just tried it and it wouldn't let me pick it up anyway. What was that? Was that him breathing? Because that was not right. Didn't like that at all. Nothing that I can see we can interact with. Still working, huh?
May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time.
Sir, in view of the escalating violent incidents within this institution since the arrival of patient B03, we, the undersigned, feel it is our duty to express the following concerns on behalf of the sanitary support staff. Patient requires specialised care and strict oversight, necessitating immediate confinement as in the isolation cell. Access to shared or public spaces should be allowed only under the supervision of 2 ascendants equipped with tranquilizing injectables. Wow. Recent incidents have underscored grave deficiencies in this institution's security measures, revealing its unpreparedness to house patients with such a high degree of aggression. We strongly urge the hospital administration to implement decisive measures without delay, should our concerns remain unaddressed. We will be compelled to escalate this matter to the National Asylum Workers Union, which has been made aware of our grievances.
The nurses were genuinely concerned about the aggression of patient B03.
We need to find out more about B03.
Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.
Dr. Mulder, I remember that name. That looks terrifying.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her.
Broadside.
But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
Interesting.
It's locked. Without the key, I won't be able to access the upper floors.
Eerie. Pursuant to the established protocols and regulations of Westland Asylum, in preparation for the forthcoming annual report to the Board of Trustees, Dr. Lenore Sherdinant will retain custody of the patient records for a duration of 5 days.
I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
There's got to be a reason we can open this door. Surely.
We must formalise the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh no.
Don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
It seems the nurses were gossiping about a certain Dr. Mulder, who appeared to be especially taken with Elodie.
Unfortunate.
This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients.
Running out of places. Where's the phone? Am I blind or what? That is the phone, right? Tell me they've given me some weird sound effect. What the? Oh, right there.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told.
She sounds too
There
young
was
for
something
Margaret.
on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
That's terrifying. And we've got no light. Brilliant.
Is someone there?
Yep. I would
Damn it.
assume so.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Internal report. Patient B08, Miss Beatrice Marin, female, 28, reclassified after initial misidentification. Miss Marin presents with severe self-destructive behaviors. She engages in autosarcophagy, self-cannibalism that has markedly compromised her physical
Oh,
integrity,
wow.
and compulsively ingests her own hair. These actions, driven by deep psychological torment and overwhelming despair, leave her in a perilously fragile state. As a precaution, she is secured in a straitjacket and confined to an environment entirely devoid of any utensils or objects that might facilitate further self-harm. Her treatment protocol centers on the administration of potent sedatives to alleviate anxiety and curb these impulses, with ongoing monitoring.
Why is Elodie with such violent people? That sounded like it opened. 9, 11, 12. Didn't sound like it did anything, did it? Oh. Okay. Oh, no. No, no, no.
Internal report.
Here we go.
Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming physical force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained.
Muzzle, huh? Did we try that door? I can't remember. What are they for?
Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained.
And we can't go through that door. Wow. What do these do? Yellow, red, green, and blue, I think. We'll see in the next one. See you there.